Hey there, Sunday morning as usual. I'm going to start off and end this video by not asking you or telling you to be safe. Don't be safe. Take a chance. Fortune favors the bold. It doesn't do anything for cowards. Okay? You're not going to get anywhere by being safe. You want to be safe? Stay in your mom's womb. I just released the video on making the drawers for my vanity, bathroom vanity. And that rounds out the 4-video collection on doing that. I started that project 3 years ago, which is the way sometimes things go. You know, you start things, you start something, and you get distracted with other things, and it's there and it's working. Like, it didn't have the drawers in there, but it's like it had the sink on top, and that's the main thing. So it was working, you know. And I could put my my big bundle of toilet paper rolls down inside. It was just by pure luck that I but bought that February 1st, because I mark on the package. I like to keep track, sometimes, certain things anyway, how long things last, right? So I marked on the package February 1st. That's when I bought it. And that's how much I have left right now. So, yeah, so a lot of problems getting drawers done for that. That's like, you know, that's what goes through your mind that keeps you from finishing the project in the first place. Oh, I got to make those 3 drawers, and then at least one of them has to be notched. And what happened there, I wish the sleeves would stay up on these. And what happened there was, like when I was building that cabinet, I made a SketchUp model for it, like I normally do. And then when I had it done, I did my final measurements on it, because often you'll go from your plans, but the dimensions could change. So I measured that and I transferred it to my drawing, and then I sized the drawers, okay? And I don't know what I did there, but I made them too narrow, and I caught that. They're supposed to be, like, what they need to be is 30.5 inches wide. I did that. On the thing I had 30.25. And you know what? That should have been a hint that something's screwy. But the bottom 2 went back 18 inches deep. And I said, yeah, that's great. I'm looking at my thing. I saw the notch that I had in the top, and I figured I had the pipes moved back enough to clear the drawers. But no, it was apparently what I did was I started drawing the drawers and got as far as doing the notch for the top, and just had the bottom 2 roughed out to the wrong width also, and stopped. And then when I opened it again 3 years later, I just assumed that they were the right size. So yeah, I had to cut the bottom one. Like, I cut the bottom one first, and when I put it in, I saw that the front of the drawer was out flush with the front of the cabinet. I didn't allow for the drawer front. That is inset, right? So I had to cut another inch off for that. And then, so that's 2 cuts on the bottom drawer. And then the middle drawer, I put that in, and first thing I saw was that it needed to be notched, because it's still sticking out. It's like 6 inches. So I went out and I cut the notch, and then I brought it in, and that one was still too deep. It was hitting the pipe also. So, like the other pipe, it had to be cut twice as well. I had to cut the notch, and then I had to cut the end off so it wouldn't be as deep. So I cut that one down to 16 inches as well. Now the top one did fit. The only thing is that it hit one of the blocks that I had in the back to attach the stretcher at the back of the top. So I just reached in with a chisel and I chipped that off, so that it was thin enough for the drawer to clear. And then I had 2 full extension 16-inch drawer slides for the 2 bottom drawers. I actually got those from from the cabinets that used to be up here that I took away. I replaced with this stuff. I replaced it with this stuff. So I didn't have a third one for the top drawer, so I had to take one of those cheapo ones, you know. I had a pair that were 24 inches long. I cut those down to the right size. Actually a little longer, I think 19 inches, because I had that much room. So it almost acts like a full extension, because the drawer itself is only 16 inches deep, but the space inside the cabinet is like 19 inches from the front to the back. So I could cut the drawer slides so that they stick out 3 inches on the back, and it would, you know, allow it to come out full length. So that was good. And you know what, I don't like those drawer slides, but it's just a bathroom. It's just a drawer in a bathroom. So, you know, I could get fancier with this stuff, but you know, I've got better things to do. And I've been doing them for 3 years. And so while I'm editing the video, it occurred to me that I could have made some changes to it, because I recalled how many comments I got from, I don't know, people saying that this is not, that's not plywood, that's particle board. Well, no, it's not particle board. The core is particle board. All right, particle board is another product altogether. It doesn't have real wood veneer on it. What makes this plywood is the real wood veneer. Functionally, there's no difference between these two. You might want particle board core more than this one because it stays flatter. I talked about this before. I made like half a video before 3 years ago, the same time as I did the cabinet. I think that's what prompted it. And they do the same thing. Like the core material really doesn't bear on what you're getting from these two things here. The other thing is the other issue raised is water durability. But like I said before, you don't want water to come in contact with these things. Like when I built the vanity, I knew that I was going to have a tile base around the outside. So the tile base waterproofs that. You know, doesn't matter if the cabinet is sitting on the floor, because any water from the outside can't get to it. And the other way to keep water from getting to it from the inside is to make sure your plumbing isn't leaking, okay? If your plumbing is leaking, then fix that, right? Under no circumstances, though, should any of these products, wood products, even solid wood, be exposed to wet conditions. None of them should be sitting in water. So the only way to get around that water problem is use plastic or something like that, because no amount of finish will stop it either. Like you can finish these until the cows come home. I don't know, maybe if you epoxy coat it like 1/8 of an inch thick, it will work. Something that's completely waterproof. But as for polyurethane or anything like that, you can put on several coats. It will slow it down, but it will not stop it. It eventually will get in there. So keep the stuff dry. That's all there is to it. You know, don't use it in a swimming pool. So that's enough about that. Let's talk about something I haven't been talking about nearly enough lately. And that's wooden bar clamps. Let's call this the truth about wooden bar clamps. Wooden bar clamps are all you need. If you're doing woodworking, it's all you need. If you need metal clamps to pull something together that doesn't fit properly, to close the gap on something, that's not woodworking that you're doing there. That's something else. All right? When you're doing woodworking, these are all you need, because these will put on more than enough pressure for every situation in woodworking. All right? So I still get comments from people saying, well, I got better things to do than build clamps. Well, do you really? Like, what projects are you doing that are better than building wooden clamps? Because clamps are expensive, especially if you need a lot of them. So building a few wouldn't be a waste of time. Not in my book. You take your typical long bar clamp, a reasonably good one, because these are better than the cheap ones, even the metal ones. These are better than those. And what makes them better is how light they are, okay? Yes, the bar bends, but like I said, you need two in tandem, working opposite each other, and that will cancel that out. And they'll put more than enough force on to close any joint that's properly fitting, okay? If you're not making properly fitting joints, you're not doing woodworking. Simple as that. So do yourself a favor, get off of the trip you're on and make yourself some wooden bar clamps. You won't regret it.
So what, you left her there?
I shot her.
You shot Melanie?
Twice. In the parking lot.
You couldn't talk to her?
Well, how can you talk to her?
You couldn't just hit her?
Maybe, but at that moment, I don't know.
You shot her twice? Is she dead?
Pretty much.
What do you mean, pretty much, Louis?